Hello, hello, and welcome. I know we are about 2 minutes away going live with this presentation, but I wanted to just come on, make sure everybody's in, and right at 1 o'clock we will start. I will share my screen and we will get started. I don't know if any of you have had time to look around the platform. That's really cool. But there's a lot of great speakers that are happening all afternoon and tomorrow too, the great lineup. And it's exciting. It's fun to play with new technology, isn't it? So I will give it 1 more minute, and there is a chat box there too if anybody wants to say hi as we go through this. And I'm not sure how much time we'll have for interaction through the presentation, but we'll definitely have lots of time at the end to hop into my booth and chat and connect. So I will just give it another 30 seconds and we will get started. Okay, let me start my share. Now, let's just see, did that? And Charlene, I was still there. I just had a message come up, an error message. So I am just going to share my screen, and can you just let me know that it is all working? Charlene, can you hop on and let me know?
Hello. Okie dokie. Did you click the present to audience?
I did. Now, can you see it or not?
Not yet. No. Okay. Did you share your entire screen?
Yeah. So let me get back here. All right. Present to audience. Screen share.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your entire screen. It says browser is not permitted to share screen. Fix here. And then it just disappeared.
Okie dokie. Give us 1 moment, everybody. We'll be right with you.
Trial in technology. Welcome. I am Wendy Buchanan, and welcome to my vision show, and welcome to the Sales Styling Masterclass. I am thrilled that you are here, and I am going to share the sales styling system that I created and I have been using daily in my retail business for just over 20 years. Did anyone else go a little bananas in the last year? I have been in the optical business for 32 years. So if that doesn't make you go a little bit crazy, a little bit bananas, I don't know what will. I have been around the optical block a few times. I will share a little bit of background. I started in a basement lab making glasses and tinting lenses, putting them together, and then eventually moved into the boutique of that same small optical shop. I went on to optical school from there and then moved into the big box stores and then on to a 2-for-1 optical company. In 1997, I was bored and I made a really hard decision to leave optical. And I went on to train as an image consultant and started a new company. And as I started to work with clients and put together wardrobes of clothing for them, it became really obvious to me that the glasses some people were wearing were just not in sync with the outfits we had just pulled together. One client one day said to me, "Well, you're an optician. Why don't you get me a nice pair of glasses?" And this was my aha moment. I quickly pivoted my business. I had found a cool way to be an optician again, a fun way, something that really resonated with my personality. And I combined my two areas of expertise, and I launched a mobile eyewear boutique offering personal eyewear consultations right at people's homes and offices. It was funny. I knew nothing about running a business. I had no business plan. I lived in a basement apartment, and I convinced a friend of mine from college to give me a dozen frames on consignment, and I went to work to market my new business. In the first couple of years as a one-woman operation with no walk-in traffic, I was mobile. I soon realized that the conventional approach of selling one pair of glasses to one customer likely be the death of my business. I had come from a 2-for-1 optical where I think this was basically an order taker. The second pair was free, and I really had no idea how to sell or even how to make an offer of a second pair of glasses. So I knew that I needed to figure out how to sell, and I had to adapt my business or I would be out of business. I had got really comfortable selling glasses for fun, analyzing the prescription, recommending the best technology, and then giving the client what they needed to see really well. And I thought, what if I could marry the functionality of my optical experience and a business that I knew well with my fashion styling expertise that I gained as an image consultant. So I used that training and I developed a unique process of eyewear styling based on clients' personality and their clothing style, which I named the 5 spec styles. I sat down way back in 1999 and I sharpened my pencil and I had to get creative, and I went to work taking all the principles of wardrobe styling that I learned when I trained to be an image consultant, and I applied those principles to eyewear selection, and I created a system. I then started to use that system with every client I worked with. My clients were my beta testing group, and they were also my inspiration, because over time and through the process of styling based on clients' personality and their clothing, their wardrobe, I determined that clients with similar interests also had similar strengths in their personality, and they had a similar wardrobe style. And when I narrowed that down and really focused on it, they also had similar eyewear preferences that could be categorized. I've been refining it, I've been teaching it, and I consciously follow what I sat down to write back in 1999. These are the 5 spec styles. The really cool thing I learned along the way is that people are never just one spec style. They are a combination of at least 2 and sometimes 3 spec styles. That was it. That was the turning point in my business, because I now had a way to make an offer for more than one pair that just felt right to me. It resonated with my gut. A pair of eyeglasses for each spec style. It became an individual and authentic approach to my consultation, and it gave me a new language to communicate with my clients. Once I consciously started to follow the system that I put out on a great big piece of paper that was huge, my multi-pair started to grow. So I was really selling 0 when I started the system, and then it just slowly went up. It went from to 10%, then to 30%. And what happened last year when I really focused on it and became consciously aware that I needed to make my business really work better, I got it to just up over 6%. And I now think I can do better than that. I'm going to share as much of the system with you as I can. And I don't know how much time we have now, maybe 40 minutes because of my tech glitch. But I will get through it and I'll share it. And I will be here at the end in my booth to answer any more questions too. But I combined my 24 years of image training and my 32 years as an optician with all of the eyewear expertise that I gained over the years applying my process, and I put it into a modern, robust framework that's in the Be Spectacular program, which is an online self-study with a lot of cool help and interaction. And I will tell you more about that as we go through. So as much as 2020 was challenging, it offered us the opportunity to grow, to learn, to adapt, and to just be better at what we do. You know, my experience way back in 1999, I know I needed to adapt then if I was going to survive. I know it was coming up again almost 20 years later, but this time around, I had something to lose. I had built a successful business over the last 2 decades, and now I couldn't just survive. I really needed to thrive. The number one opportunity for all of us is the sad truth that our optical stats give us. This stat has been around for a long time, but it became more prevalent and maybe a little bit more painful in 2020. A survey from Viewpoint revealed that only 10% of consumers are buying more than one pair of glasses at a time. And I think as optical professionals, we have nailed the function. We know the best technology and the best computer lenses and the best sun protection. So of course, this is going to be our lead. It's what we do. But industry stats are also showing us that only 10% of consumers are actually buying more than one pair. So maybe the function isn't compelling enough. It's a huge opportunity to take a 10% number and consciously look at it and grow it. And would an increase of up to 20% make a difference? Would 30% make a difference? Would 40% make a difference? I think so. Not just in our businesses, but with our clients as well. Another interesting statistic from a survey conducted just early 2021 with Optique magazine revealed that most optical professionals sell new eyewear based on vision requirements, with only 13% of us actually selling glasses based on fashion. The interesting thing is that the people who are using the fashion approach are selling frames at almost $100 more than the people selling from a function approach. So when people have to give up their money, especially now, function may not be compelling enough for most consumers. This leaves us as an industry with a huge untapped market to make the multiple pair offers. What if we could help people look as great as they see? The second opportunity that presented itself, especially in my business, and this is my experience and that's why it's here, was the shift that happened in business to online meetings. With videos, social media posts, eyewear became front and center, and the image that people have from the neck up became a priority. People weren't spending money on footwear or beautiful suiting, so they started to invest in their eyewear. These two opportunities equal a big, huge space for us to reframe the game and make offers for multiple pairs. The shift that's happened with a lot of optical dispensaries with limited capacity and appointment-only scheduling is forcing a new way of business, a new way to think, and a new way to innovate. Thankfully and gratefully, I was able to thrive through the last year. I took everything that I had pen to paper in my sales styling system, and I consciously applied it more than ever. I worked it, and I worked it hard. I share my client Gloria because Gloria came to me at probably late 2020 and said, before the pandemic, she is a coach. She's always been a coach, but before the pandemic, she was always working with clients more one-on-one. And of course, her business shifted to completely online. And what she realized that functionally, she couldn't sit with her progressives anymore at the computer, imagine all day like this. And she really reached out to me because she needed a pair of computer glasses. What happened as I took her through the eyewear consultation was a purchase of 8 pairs of glasses for the computer and 1 new pair of progressives for every day because she was barely ever using her real progressives now. So once we figured out what she needed, we took it a step further and I took her through the process and started to match eyewear to her spec styles, to colors in her wardrobe, and of course to her jewelry and her facial features to make sure she looked really good from the neck up. And this is a huge opportunity for everyone right now. Why is it so important? Why is multi-pair selling so important? Think of what you do in your dispensary. What are your percentages of multi-pairs? Are they buying 20? Are they buying 30%? It has become more important than ever to be able to make more money per customer, more sale per customer, to survive and thrive. And I'm going to show you my tips and highlight the process that I use to convert 7 out of 10 people to buy multi-pair sales. And 50% of those people are not just buying 2, they're buying 3, 4, and 5 pairs of glasses at a time. The time has never been better for us to be creative, to learn new techniques, to offer new services, and be productive in your booked appointments with the limited time that you have. This is a system that gives you the tools to create that extraordinary customer experience and make a personal connection with your clients. I think people now more than ever are seeking to do business with people that they know care about them and make them feel good and give them some personal time. This is exactly what I'm going to take you through in the next little while. My fashion approach to selling more than 1 pair, the framework for the 3-step sales styling system that I use every single day, and then how to bring those 2 things together to create a fanatical fan that talks about you and refers clients to you. My sales styling system starts with pivoting from function to fashion. I analyze the prescription and then I quickly pivot to a fashion conversation. And this is when my clients get excited. And they come to us, I think, as optical professionals with the expectation that we are going to make sure that they can see. I think that's a given, but they get really excited when you start to help them look great. Share this picture with you because this is Linda, who is a senior executive, a client of mine who used to travel extensively for business. Linda is highly organized in her day-to-day role. She works long, long hours. And the first time I met her, we talked about her business travel. We talked about what she does for a living and the style of clothing that she packs when she goes off on her sales meetings. And I asked her the simple question of, can you show me the shoes that you travel with? And she said, well, I'll show you the 2 pairs that I just bought for the season, and I need my glasses to match these shoes. So I went to work and showed her many pairs of glasses that would work, not just with the shoes, that would be complementary to change up her more monochromatic, harmonious suits that she wears and really be an accessory. I showed her 6 different looks and 2 pairs of glasses, and she bought them all. Can you imagine if I had stopped at a pair of glasses and a pair of sunglasses? I would have lost a lot of business, and she would have lost the opportunity to look really good and use her eyewear as a fashion accessory. The 5 spec styles that I've created are really what I call my secret sauce, which over the last few years are not so much of a secret anymore because I've been teaching them to my peers in the industry. But knowing the 5 spec styles does give you a new language to communicate with your clients, so they feel like you really get them, you understand them. And I love this quote from Stephen Covey. I think it resonates with exactly what we do for our clients. When you really listen to another person from their point of view and reflect back to them that understanding, it's like giving them emotional oxygen. These 5 spec styles are the secret sauce that I share with you so that you can offer a unique eyewear consultation in your dispensary that they simply cannot get down the street. It's a new way to energize your team members and, more importantly, get your clients excited. The clients are our #1 priority. You will miss out on sales if you cater to only 1 or 2 of these spec styles in your inventory. Like I mentioned, clients are never just 1 spec style. They are combinations of 2 and 3 spec styles, which is where the multi-pair offer comes in. Once you know this, you can cater to each when you're buying your inventory, and you cater to each with your frame recommendations and selection. Which spec style wears what? Who wears what? Each spec style is going to be attracted to different eyewear styles, and knowing those styles can help you streamline the selection process for your clients. An eyewear trend that could be popular right now may not serve a specific spec style. Selling based on trends alone may not result in closing the sale because some of those spec styles really don't care about the trends. But matching the spec style to their individual personality, then it resonates with them. I am going to share with you one of the spec styles. I'm sharing this one. Well, one, it's me. I am one of the inspired artists, so I will tend to go crazy with some of my eyeglasses. The inspired artist is a fashion rebel. They love to mix patterns and prints. They do not want to look like anyone else. This is the spec style that's not interested in what those trends are, but they want to create their own unique look. The inspired artist is my biggest source of referrals and one of my top spending spec styles, simply because they don't want to look like anyone else. They will embrace those eccentric eyewear styles. They love the remakes on the vintage styles from the 50s and 60s and 70s. And they are completely okay with that shock effect that they give others. And they actually, I believe, strive to make that just to get a reaction. I know I will do it. I will put it on and say, well, if you just give me a reaction, I'll quit bothering you. The inspired artist may have a career in the arts, design, or fashion. They do not like rules in their wardrobe, and they do not like rules in their work or their chosen careers. When we look at the inspired artist woman here, that unusual mix of the floral pattern in her blouse, the vertical stripe, and the argyle pattern tell us immediately that this woman has inspired artists as one of their spec styles. This is your opportunity to recommend your artsy and your unconventional frames. Remember, she's a big spender, and when you can style her in frames that no one else would even think to try on, she is going to be thrilled. And that's why I think they get excited when they see the unique product lines. They're like, I've never seen these, or I have to buy them all. The round red with the horizontal top bar would be her crazy glasses. They're okay with the word crazy too. And the inspired artist is really not about conforming to the way anyone else thinks she should look like. So she's not going to defer to her friends and family to make that decision. The vintage remake that you see on the bottom, the combination of gold medal and wine top bar, is unique in its styling and could easily be everyday business look. The inspired artist is not concerned about conforming. I think I've hammered that one, or being on trend, as they like to look different. The old world styling that the man is wearing allows you to immediately draw on the vintage styles in your eyewear collection. The remakes with the high bridge and the modified aviator that you see in the blue frame would be perfectly matched, and of course it matches shirt. And then you can add in an artsy small square style with the old world keyhole bridge. A neutral tortoise frame on its own would be way too boring for this man. What makes that frame interesting is the artsy small square design and that keyhole bridge. And it matches his shoes, giving him that complete finished look. The color conversation is an essential part of the sales styling process. The right colors on the face can be like a facelift. One of my friends that uses the system says it's like an anti-aging program. The eyes will look brighter. You can mask fine lines and wrinkles, just like some of the best creams, and the skin can look more radiant as soon as we put some color on their face. The eyewear then becomes an investment for them, and a lot less expensive than face creams and serums, for sure. It is not difficult to sell tortoiseshell or black. I think a lot of people come to us asking for it, but you will stand out and be a thought leader when you start to have that conversation around color. Understanding personal coloring, understanding or asking the questions about their wardrobe color allows you to make that multi-pair offer based on color alone. Some spec styles will want to harmonize their look and match their outfits perfectly. Other would prefer that their glasses be a standalone piece and be completely in contrast. And some want both. And this is where you can start to create different looks with color and contrast. I have that color conversation with every single client, women and men. Knowing the colors in their wardrobe and the ability to assess their personal coloring makes it an easy offer for the second, third, and fourth pair of glasses. The facial details are important. Knowing face shapes is important. I can tell you that no client in 25 years has ever asked me, hey, Wendy, what is my face shape? What glasses are going to look best on me? But I can tell you that it is essential to know it, to know how to create balance and proportion for each individual person. And I learned that in my image. We need to know the body types in order to create balance and proportion on the bodies. And we need to know the face shapes to be able to do exactly the same thing. Where you will shine is the ability to assess individual facial features and then make recommendations based specifically on what you see in that individual person and not them fall into a face shape category. The pursuit of magic. The magic really, really happens when we can bring all of these elements together in an organized eyewear consultation. It allows you to be creative, have fun with your eyewear consultation. It allows you the flexibility to relate to each person and be what they need at that time. And this is where clients get excited about buying more than one pair. The secret sauce is in this fashion approach is the language of the spec styles. Rodney is an accountant who was recently referred to me. He was referred to me by someone who doesn't even wear glasses, but had heard about the fun consultations that I offer. When I met with Rodney, he was wearing this frame, a traditional classic tortoiseshell frame. And he shared with me that he bought this exact same frame the last 3 times he had his eyes tested because he didn't know what else to do. And no one in his eye docs offered him anything different. Functionally, Rodney needed a pair of computer glasses and he needed a pair of progressive glasses. We talked about that, and then I started to talk about his spec style. I asked him a lot of questions about what he does, what he wears, what his clothing looks like, determined his top 2 spec styles, and then we started to look at a whole bunch of different options that catered to his top 2 spec styles. What he ended up with he actually ended up with 5 pairs of glasses, and shame on me, I didn't take a picture of his sunglasses. He had a beautiful aviator sunglass, but he ended up with 1 pair for his business meetings. He knew nothing about computer progressives when I met him, so we did address the functionality of his lenses. And then we moved into 3 distinct looks that he could wear to the office every day, wear on the weekend to change up his look. And then, of course, the 1 pair of sunglasses. And he was thrilled. He loved it, and he had loved the looks that he had now to work with. Why do we learn this in school? That is the question that some of my optical colleagues who I've worked with teaching this system have asked. Trudy is a trainer in the optical industry. She's been training for about 25 years. When she looked at this program, she said, Wendy has a proven eyewear styling system that not only differentiates her, but literally drives multi-pair sales. They don't teach this in opticianry school, but they should. Wendy's created something unique and lucrative for every eye care business that sells eyewear. This system, this approach to fitting eyewear provides the framework for you to create that cool experience for your client that does keep them coming back year after year, that gets them talking about you to their friends, that gets them to buy more than 1 pair of glasses. When I met Anne, who is the woman in the blue glasses on the left, she was wearing a rimless frame and she had just 1 pair of glasses. I wish I could give you an accurate number of the long-term value of Anne as a client, but I can tell you that she has bought 23 pairs of glasses from me. She's referred me to at least 20 people, to the point that, you know how it happens, I tell 2 friends and you tell 2 friends that I'm really not sure if that number is accurate anymore. She's become an ambassador for my business. She's become a friend, and she's become a business mentor. This is what we get to do. We get to help people, and we get to have extraordinary relationships with our clients. And that's the bonus of doing something you love and actually making a difference every day in helping your clients look really good and see well too, of course. We want your clients so excited that when they leave you, they take selfies, they capture photos, and they talk about you. It generates excitement. You are making an impact on their life. And I love that their pictures aren't perfect. These aren't staged pictures, but they show the enthusiasm and the excitement when they get classes they absolutely love. And it's an easy referral as well. Healthcare workers definitely need us right now. This is a good friend of mine, and she started to, in the last year, really be conscious, matching her glasses to her caps, to her masks, to whatever scrubs she was wearing that day in her dental office. It makes them feel good. It's really that only accessory that that other people can see right now. You know, with half the face covered, the glasses are it. A really neat thing that happened for me last year was I took the system that I have always worked with and I pivoted it and I created a virtual eyewear styling service so that I could stay alive really during the lockdowns, that I could still be engaged and be offering something to my clients. That started in 2020, and it's a service that I now offer all of the time. And Karen had always wanted to work with me, and when the time came that she needed new glasses, we were in lockdown. This lockdown, just in 2021. And I worked with her virtually to choose her eyewear. And when she unpacked them that day, immediately she took a selfie and she posted this on her social media platforms. Super jazzed about my new glasses. Thanks so much. Tags me, Wendy Buchanan. You made it so easy. This gets your name out there. It becomes your marketing platform. When you pull it all together, I told you the magic happens. This is where the marriage is made. I met Sophie just a couple of weeks ago for new glasses, and as we went through the eyewear consultation, we had the turquoise glasses that she's wearing on the left-hand side in the selection. They were in the grouping. They were in the top picks. And then somehow we started talking about cars, about goals, making goals and setting goals. And she told me that she set a goal to buy a turquoise Jeep. And I was like, what? Why didn't I know this 45 minutes ago? Because 45 minutes ago, if I knew that, I would have been leading her to the turquoise glasses without a doubt. I said, well, I think now that you've shared that with me, we have no choice but to fit you in the turquoise glasses. So she went with the turquoise glasses. We then fit a blue and black sunglass frame that also harmonizes nicely with her Jeep. This isn't going to happen all of the time. But now that it has happened to me and I'm conscious of it, I am going to ask people about the color of their vehicles. And it just gives us, it's another opening to have a conversation to learn more about our clients. And when I delivered them to her this week, this post went up on all of her social media platforms. And she's become a huge ambassador in the last 4 days. I am so excited to share this revised program with you, the 2021 version, because it keeps getting bigger and bigger of the sales styling system. I've been teaching this around the world with opticians and optometrists, but always in person. And in 2020, I obviously could hop on a plane and go anywhere to do that. So I started to share the system over Zoom. I was teaching opticians and optometry dispensaries this system over Zoom in 5 weeks, and then working through it with them and giving them that personal attention. Now it is available and accessible for everybody as an online self-study program that can be taken at any time. Why now? Why would you want to do anything new? I think this is the best time ever to learn new techniques and to offer a new service in your practice. It was originally created for me. This is my baby. It was for me to be different 20 years ago, for me to offer something that hadn't been offered in the industry before. It actually just spoke to me because I loved fashion and image, and I found a way to marry my scientific brain in optical with my fun fashion side of my personality. Once I knew it worked, I knew it would work for other opticians and optometrists to help them grow their business. And creating that exceptional buying experience for clients brings it home because they are our number one priority. Here's what it can do for you. Pivoting your conversation from function to fashion, which I think I've spoke about, that was key for me to make that change. We know people need to see well, and the program just gives you another tool in your back pocket, another optical tool, if you will, to help you close multi-pair sales. We want to close them. We don't want to just make the offer. We actually want to close. And Zoom meetings alone, the need for computer eyewear is huge. I was with a woman yesterday, and she didn't even know they existed. And I said, well, doesn't it bother you? You have to tilt up? And she said, oh, absolutely. And that was her second pair. Her first pair were progressives, and her second pair were computer. It's a huge, huge opportunity for us. Dr. Viv is a surgeon, so you know that science and medical is high in his value system. Functionally, when I met with him, he's detail-oriented, as you can imagine. Those lenses needed to be, they couldn't be 1 degree off axis. There couldn't be one teeny tiny scratch. The fit, I was meticulous in my fitting of them. But all of that was not going to motivate Dr. Viv to buy a second or third pair of glasses. Once I started to talk about his spec style and offer the glasses as an accessory, something he could change up and look different in the hospital, because he's going in most days in his scrubs and maybe once a week in a suit for a business meeting in the hospital, but otherwise he's wearing his scrubs, and he said it just gets so boring. The glasses were his and are his accessory to wear to work every day. It's fresh, it's modern fashion approach that can motivate your team, and more importantly, hang on to those really good team members that are engaging, that are willing to learn, that are willing to adapt as we move forward through 2021. And offer incentives to these great team members. If they're selling, if they get into a position that they're selling 2 and 3, 4 pairs, your bottom line is now significantly increased, and it gives you the opportunity to let it go around. You know, happy team, happy office, happy bottom line. You say that, right? Somebody says that. Great way to retain really good people in your office. And the best part is creating that buying experience that has your clients jumping out of your office really excited and really energized. And when they love their glasses and they are that excited, they are going to talk about you every time they get a compliment. It's an easy compliment. My clients will meet each other at an event and say, oh, I love your glasses. And they'll say, oh, they're Wendy glasses. And they're, oh yeah, I know Wendy, I have Wendy glasses too. So that's your marketing, that's your branding of your dispensary and of you as a business owner. They leave doing their happy dance and they feel special because you have made it personal and you've given them some personal attention. This course online, I decided to drip out as a 5-module course over 5 weeks because my experience in the last year working with clients individually over Zoom was it needed to be in bite-sized pieces. We know Zoom. We're not going to sit on Zoom for 5-6 hours a day. And that was a learning experience for me to learn that I can break it down into chunks that are much more easily digested for folk to use. And we're busy. You know, the dispensaries are busy right now because of the new way of doing business, you know, limited time with each customer. So the course consists of videos. There are PowerPoint lessons that I facilitate. The fun part of all of this is the 1 hour Zoom calls that happen every single month. We hop on the last Tuesday of every month. We have Q&A. We talk about new ideas. It keeps us fresh, keeps us engaged and energized. And not just, well, actually, everybody energizes me. And we come up with newer and better ways to do things every single month. And access to all the updates, because what I found is that as I keep applying new things, I keep introducing new things, I test them with my clients, my inspiration, and I let them know, because they also let me take pictures of them. I keep adding more updates, and oh, this works, and this, like the Jeep. I never thought to ask about the color of a Jeep until 2 weeks ago when I saw the results. Sometimes we need to see the results to know it works. Why change? Why change now? And maybe you're already selling a lot of multi-pairs and it doesn't even make a difference. But I shared Dennis with you because Dennis is a colleague and he took my course pre-pandemic and he implemented some of the pieces of the course. Dennis was hesitant to make a change because he has a retail store that's been in the family business for over 50 years. It's been around, it's well respected, business was good. Why would he change? So he took little bits and pieces and applied them where he felt it was appropriate in his business. And then 2020 happened. And halfway through 2020, he started to implement and conscious of the process. And this is what he wrote for me. Wendy is the real deal. Wendy's course gave me the confidence to shift my business model midway through 2020 from the traditional walk-in traffic to booked personal appointments. My increase for multiple sales went from 10 to 20. I reduced my overhead costs and I increased my sales by 38%. That's huge. This year I invested in a golf membership with my wife and I had to book Fridays off to golf. This made him excited. It made me even more excited because it's so cool to see it not just work for me, but work for our industry and colleagues on a whole. Some people would think, oh, my clients aren't going to buy more than one pair. I've tried all that before. And I laugh because before I started my own business, I told you I worked 2 for 1. I had never tried to sell a second pair of glasses, or if I did, I didn't do it with conviction. You know, with 2 for 1, they pick one frame and then they'd go to another section and pick the second frame. And I might have been able to upsell them a little bit on lenses or coatings on the second pair, but that was all I knew on how to up-level my sales skills. That was it. So when I started my business, I was an order taker. I didn't know how to sell. I really didn't. And once I figured out I was wasting a lot of time selling one at a time, traveling, doing personal appointments, I figured out very fast when you're not making a lot of money that you need to work smarter, not harder. And that's when I came up with the spec styles. And that's when clients started to get excited because I was changing the way that I did business, one client at a time, and I was getting better every single month. I was happy. Business was moving in the right direction. Clients were thrilled. And I think it's safe to say that we could all use a few more Glorias in our world. Wouldn't that be nice? And Gloria, once she had all of her glasses, I posted this, and this is what she said. I love all of my glasses from you. Shoes and purses when you've got glasses. I'll admit I'm addicted. Isn't that our goal? So the cool thing is it is working for other people, and it's not working for people who are in dire straits. Dana is already a successful business owner. She had sales revenues over $1 million. She has been in the business a long time. She is successful. She said why she's successful is she's always learning and always trying to move forward with her business and be a forward thinker. And she wrote this. Wendy Buchanan and the Be Spectacular system is a game changer for the independent eyewear industry. Not only will this course help to solidify your position as the expert by offering eye care in a way traditional retail simply doesn't. You will see your business become more profitable. Highly recommend. Thanks, Dana. And you see her glasses match her sweater, more importantly. This is a recap of what you get in the Be Spectacular, the styling process, a new language, personal assessments, downloadable files, and the really fun part, the Zoom question and answer. This system isn't going anywhere. It has been around for 20 years. It's working. I've been teaching it for the last 4 and 5 years. So book a call with me. Book a call, ask me questions about it, figure out if it's something that can work for you. It's set up to be an individual use program because it's something you can go back to. It's something that gives you access to those Zoom calls, but there are group rates available for teams if you want to bring everybody in your dispensary, in your business, into the fold. I am going to be at my Vision booth right here at my Vision show for the next hour or so we can hop in there. It's really cool. You go in and you pick up a seat and you join a table and we can have conversations where we're all live. Lots of fun. My goal is to help you help others build a wardrobe of eyewear, to have as many pairs of eyeglasses as shoes. That is my mission in life. And in the process of helping people look good, build wardrobes of eyewear, you can have fun and grow a very successful business. I'm happy to share it with you, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I have put my personal email up on the screen. There's a link to my calendar if you wanted to book a private meeting another day. I'm happy to do that for you too. And I thank you for spending a little bit of your time on a weekend, on a Saturday afternoon with me. And I look forward to meeting you, hopefully right after this session in my Vision, in the Be Spectacular booth, which I believe you go back to the arena and then you enter, you just put in the bar Be Spectacular and it will take you right to my booth. So thank you. I appreciate your time. It was my pleasure to share this with you, and I look forward to meeting you hopefully very soon.
And I know some of you had some trouble. I guess there was some buffering. It looked great on this side. We recorded the presentation. So if any of you are interested, you can meet Wendy in her booth in the arena. Just once the session's over, you'll be able to exit, go to the arena, go into the search, type in the letter BE, that's it, and you'll go right to Wendy's booth, and I'm sure she'll be sitting at the table waiting to meet with each and every one of you. Thank you for your patience through the technical difficulties. Wendy, you did awesome!
Thank you. Thank you. I will see if I can get back into my booth. What do? I go.
Okie dokie. We'll see you guys there.
Okay. Thanks.